When we talk about these giant AI data centers, it's easy to get caught up in the raw power, the incredible GPUs and the massive cooling systems. But today, we're pulling back the curtain on the unsung hero that keeps the whole show running: redundancy architecture. This is the safety net, the backup plan that prevents absolute catastrophe. Let's get into it.
All right, for everyone who's been following along with our series, welcome back. This is part 10 of our 15-part tutorial, and it's all based on the amazing in-depth report, Building Large-Scale AI Data Centers, a comprehensive technical guide from Virtualization Options LLC. Our goal with this series is to break down the key points from each chapter. And today, we're diving straight into Chapter 10, Redundancy Architecture and High Availability. So to really get why redundancy is such a big deal, we first need to understand the stakes. We have to appreciate the scale of the problem it's designed to solve. Because in the world of large-scale AI, a simple failure isn't just a small hiccup. Nope, it can easily be a multi-million-dollar disaster.
Let me just paint a picture for you. I want you to imagine a huge AI model. It's been training for weeks, just chugging away on mountains of data. It's almost there, 85% complete. And then, boom, something tiny goes wrong. A power supply gives out, a cooling pump fails. What happens then?
Well, the report puts it pretty bluntly. And note, that is not an exaggeration. A failure like that means tens of millions of dollars in compute time and brilliant researcher hours are just gone, wiped out. You often can't just restart from where you left off. It's all wasted. Those are the kinds of stakes we are talking about here.
So, how on earth do you prevent that kind of catastrophic failure? Well, this is where our main character for the day steps onto the stage: redundancy. It's the ultimate safety net for AI.
To put it simply, redundancy is all about building your backup plan directly into the system from day one. It's a design strategy where you duplicate all the critical parts: your power, your cooling, your networking, so that if one piece fails, another is already there, ready to take over instantly. The AI training job doesn't even know anything happened.
But of course, it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. There are different levels of protection, different ways to build this safety net. So let's take a look at the most common models you'll find in these massive AI factories.
The industry usually talks about three main approaches: N+1, 2N, and sometimes even 2N plus 1. For today, we're really going to zero in on the two you'll see most often: N+1 and 2N. Okay, first up is N+1. The easiest way to think about this is like a sports team. N represents the number of players you need on the field to actually play the game. The +1 is your star substitute player sitting on the bench just waiting to jump in the second somebody needs a break or gets hurt. It's a really efficient way to guard against a single component failure.
Then you have 2N. And let me tell you, this is a whole different ballgame. Forget having one substitute on the bench. 2N is like having two complete identical teams on two separate fields playing the exact same game at the same time. If a giant power outage hits the first stadium, the game on the second field just keeps going without skipping a single beat. It is a completely mirrored, fully duplicated system.
And this table right here just lays out that fundamental trade-off perfectly. You can see N+1 is less expensive and a bit simpler, but it really only protects you from one thing failing at a time. 2N, on the other hand, gives you protection against an entire system failure. We call that fault-tolerant. But as you can see, the cost and complexity go way, way up, because you are literally building and paying for two of everything.
And that brings us smack into the middle of the core dilemma, the central question that every single data center engineer and executive has to wrestle with. It's this constant tug of war between the cost of being prepared and the cost of something going wrong.
So on one side of the scale, you have the absolutely staggering investment. Going for that full 2N redundancy can literally double your infrastructure cost. I mean, think about that. A $1 billion project just became a $2 billion project.
But then, on the other side of the scale, you have this number: tens of millions of dollars just gone. Your competitive edge vanished. Your research deadlines totally blown. The cost of just one major failure can be absolutely devastating.
So there it is. That's the tightrope they have to walk every single day. You've got this immense cost of prevention on one side and the catastrophic cost of failure on the other. Figuring out where to land on that spectrum is the question that keeps people up at night.
So how does the industry actually solve this? How do they find that sweet spot, that balance? Well, thankfully, they don't just guess. They rely on very well-established, rigorous industry standards to guide them.
The gold standard for this is known as the Uptime Institute's tier certification. As you can see, a Tier 3 facility lines up perfectly with that N+1 model we talked about. A Tier 4 facility, well, that's the top of the mountain. That gives you the fully fault-tolerant 2N architecture, where a huge system failure can happen with zero impact on the operation.
And according to the report, this is exactly what the big players are doing. Most modern AI data centers are being designed from the ground up to meet these strict Tier 3 or Tier 4 standards. It's the industry's official playbook for balancing that incredibly tricky cost versus resilience equation.
And all of this leaves us with one final and, I think, pretty important question to chew on. As AI gets woven deeper and deeper into our economy, into our medicine, into our daily lives, the cost of failure stops being just about wasted GPU hours. It becomes a real societal cost. So the real question we have to ask ourselves is, can we truly afford anything less than total protection for these systems? Thanks for tuning in.